today's webinar on cooperative director amendment. My name is Simon Fenyane from Corporate Education and Voluntary Compliance. I'll be your presenter today for this session. Throughout the webinar, we encourage you to post any questions related to the topic in the comments section, the chat box. For queries beyond the scope of today's session, please refer to the contact details available on the CIPC website. And then we are pleased to be joined today by Mr. Aubrey Murifi from the Cooperatives Business Unit, who will be responding to your questions. Thank you very much, and then welcome again. The topic for today is on cooperative governance director changes. So this is just the content. We'll look at the director changes, and then it will be followed by Q&A. But Mr. Murif will be, responding to your questions on the chat box. So let's just start with what you call the record keeping. A co-op must keep the following records at its office: the accounting records, which must include all business transactions with members and non-members. The other thing that is also very important is constitutions, the constitution and the rules and amendments thereof. You are also expected, as a co-op, to keep minutes of general meetings. It can be even for annual general meetings. It can be for directors' meetings. You are required to keep such information or that record, as it is very important, for the co-op going forward. So if it happens that the co-op has appointed a supervisory committee, then you are also required to keep the minutes of the supervisory committee. So supervisory committee in most cases is for these bigger co-ops, whereby they have more than 20 members in a co-op. So in that case, the Act allows them to appoint what we call the supervisory committee. So for small cooperatives, in most cases, they don't appoint a supervisory committee. So it is not necessary in that case, to appoint a supervisory committee if you are a small cooperatives. So we also have the list of members, registers of directors. So what is important with the members and directors? So you need to have you need to keep the names, you need to keep the contact details, including email address and postal and physical addresses. So these are very, very, very important for a cooperative. One other thing that is also important is accounting records and financial statements. So the Act requires that we keep that information for a period of 5 years or longer than that, if as determined by the minister. So if it happens that a co-op, fail to comply with the record-keeping requirements, it is guilty of an offense. So it is very important, because we noticed that many cooperatives, they don't have what you call this record keeping. So hence we, as CIPC, we advise you, in line with the Act, that you keep such information. So the next slide, it talks about membership changes. So it is also very important, as a co-op, to distinguish between a co-op member when he draws his membership, either due, it can be due to resignation. It can be maybe, expulsion from the cooperatives, or it can be a death, and then, or when there are changes to the board of directors. So in cases where a membership is withdrawn, there's no need to submit a to a form. And then unless if that member was also a director and member of a co-op. So if it was just a member of a co-op, then there's no need at the time when a member resigns or maybe expelled, or maybe due to death and so forth, that member must submit a co-op to a form. So there's no need for that. So if a new member joins the cooperative after the registration date, that's also very important. She is not a founder member, and then CIPC does not need to be informed. So what you do, you need to record this information, in your register. So you keep this information. You don't need to, send it to CIPC, because CIPC will not be able to update such information. So it is very important, to distinguish between the members and the board of directors as when it comes to membership changes. It is also the responsibility, again, of the cooperative to keep a list of members, which is updated in new members when they join, and the existing members leave the co-op. And then such information must be kept at the registered office of the cooperative, and is proof of who currently members of the co-op are, and then as well as the members that have been withdrawn their membership from the cooperative. So it is very important to keep such information. So the next slide, it talks about, cooperatives directors. Now, the board of directors is responsible for day-to-day management of the co-op, and are also accountable, to the members of the cooperative. So the board is appointed at the annual general meeting. So it is very important, for all cooperatives, to have what you call annual general meeting every year. So it is very important. And then at that time, that's where now you appoint the board. So and then again, what is important again is that these directors have the voting rights at the board meetings. So one other thing is associated members. These members may be only elected as non-executive, but not executive board directors. And they do not have voting rights at the board meetings. It is also very important, to take note of this one. So in terms of Section 32, subsection 4 of the Act, if a vacancy arises, the board may, by way of resolution, appoint a director for the remainder of the period, provided that the appointment is approved by members, at the next general meeting. One other thing that is also very important is that members they have powers also, to dissolve the board, by a special resolution. If they have, if they can justify a need, to dissolve that board. So it is very important to know that these, members may dissolve the board of directors, but by way of a special resolution. So we are still continuing with the directors. So everything is stipulated in the constitution, much as the period of the directors. It is also stipulated in the constitution. So in terms of Section 39 of the Act, a director is required to inform the co-op, in writing, if there are any changes relating to these addresses, or it can be your email, it can be your contact numbers and everything. You need to notify, even CIPC. In return of a co-op, they must notify a CIPC by writing the following: the full names, the address, the IDs, any change, as I always already, highlighted the changes. That includes also the names, that include the emails and so forth, that you need to also, notify CIPC, so that we keep the correct information, as the CIPC. So this must be done, after any director has vacated office within 30 days. So it means that within 30 days, and then such information must be, submitted to CIPC. So if there are any reasons, of appointment or removal, and then that must also be, recorded. Now what it says again is that if a co-op or a director that contravenes any of these provision is guilty of an offense. So it is very important, to take a note of this information. So now let's look at the step-by-step guide, and then the forms, and then also the supporting documents. So this information, all our information is available on CIPC website. You can visit a CIPC website, and then once you are on our homepage, then you click on a resource. You can see that yellow arrow. You click on a resource on the homepage. Then you see the step-by-step guides, and then you click on the plus sign on that yellow arrow. And then once you click on, and then you see the step-by-step guides, you see the yellow arrow that shows, step-by-step guide, a manual change of directors of cooperatives. So this explains everything, how to go about these changes step by step. So check our step-by-step guides if it happens that you wanted to resign a director. You can just follow the step-by-step guides, and then it will assist you. And then this is the form, co-op form, co-op 2 form, and then it's also available on our website. You can download it. You visit our website. On the homepage, you click on resource, and then you see the different forms. We have co-ops forms, we have companies forms, we have intellectual property forms. So you can go to co-op forms and then download these forms. And then you will actually complete these forms, and then you can use or follow the step-by-step guide, to complete this form. So once that is done, So one other thing that is also important is that a letter of concern, to the appointment of directors must be submitted. This is just the information, that must also be supported, the application when it happens that you submit this co-op form, co-op 2 form. So now again, it says that the number of directors must at all times be within the minimum and maximum number of directors as specified in the cooperative constitutions. So, and then clearly certified ID copies or passport of all new and resigning directors must be submitted. That is also very important. And then only one ID passport may appear on a single page. Both sides, for especially the South African card, smart ID card must be copied on the same page. And then only a valid issued passport will be accepted. No asylum seekers or temporary resident documents will be, accepted at CIPC. So certification of documents may not be older than 3 months. I mean, this is, it applies to everyone in South Africa in line of figure requirements. So certification. So when it comes to certification, the full names and same name, business address, signature, and date of certification, designation, especially with subs officials, date of certification, and then they must indicate, the subs official indicate their rank and their number. So the information is required to ensure the commissioner of oath is traceable in case there are also, some irregularities or something that is not correct on the form. So minutes or resolution taken at the meeting has to be clear. They must state the change of name or surname, change of postal address or home address, appointment, resignation, removal, death, or end of term of a director. So when it comes to a deceased director, if a director is deceased, a death certificate must be submitted. If a death certificate cannot be, acquired from the family, the cooperative is required to apply for a copy at the Department of Home Affairs, because in most cases, obviously, the cooperatives, they come to us. So now we cannot, get assistance when it comes to obtaining the copy of the deceased. So in this case, you can, make an application at the Department of Home Affairs. And then on the co-op 2 form, the section regarding directors that have vacated office must be completed. And then we also have, voluntary resignation. So in this case, that the director must provide a single letter or a resignation and a certified ID copy. Name and resignation number of a cooperative must appear on the letter. On the co-op 2 from the section regarding directors that have vacated the office must be completed. So it is very important, when it comes to voluntary resignation, that this information, is, submitted to CIPC. So change to director information. So if the first name or the surname ID number, physical address or postal address of a director has changed, the minutes must be specific about the changes. You need to be specific that this has been changed, either the surname or it might be either the physical address and so forth. So it needs to be, as mentioned on the document. And then the contact details: first name, surname, ID number, physical address or postal address of a director on a co-op 2 must be the same as that on the record with CIPC. The CIPC record will not be changed if the minutes are silent on the changes, even if the co-op form and CIPC records differ. So it is very important, to take note of this information, because it will actually assist us, even our customers, with the delays in the office. Because I mean, this, if it's not done, obviously they will reject it, and then that document will be sent back again. So you need to make sure that you furnish CIPC with this information. So let's look again, removal of a director. So now take note that CIPC is no longer, undertaking a verification process. So now the onus or the responsibility, to make sure that the information is correct, lies with the cooperative. So it is very important, that you do your homework, from your side, So much as I'm saying that CIPC will not take any responsibility when it comes to verifying of information. So it is the responsibility, of the cooperatives. So when it comes to the notice of the meeting, and then it has to be circulated as a record date for 14 business days before the meeting. So you need to issue or circulate this notice of the meeting for a period of 14 days. So now, in the event of removal of director, the notice of the meeting must reflect the following: date of the notice of the meeting, date of the meeting, time, place, and general purpose of the meeting. That's also very, very important, including reasons, for removal of a director has to be stated, in the minutes and on the co-op 2. And then again, minutes or resolution taken has to be clear. They must state, that is this an expulsion or removal, of director, so it must be, clearly stated, and then that other party must also be afforded, the opportunity, to make to present him or herself, before the meeting. And then on the co-op 2 form, the section regarding directors that have vacated office must also be completed. So, and then on this slide, these are the emails. We've actually published these emails. They are available on CIPC website, and then you are welcome. You can visit CIPC website, and then on the bottom of the homepage, check emails, and then you can click and then select on cooperatives emails. So these are the different emails, depending on the requirement, exactly. If it's for annual returns, there's an email related for annual returns. If it's for director changes, obviously that the email is coop2@cipc.co.za. So there are different emails, published on CIPC website. And then this will bring us to the end of our presentation. Let me just quickly, check on the chat box. I hope that you responded to all the questions, Mr. Marifi.
Yeah, no. We are coming thick and fast, but yeah. But you can also check if maybe I might have missed anything, then I can respond here over the mic.
Now, it looks that you this I think the okay. I think that the other one. Let me just quickly check. Should I read or you read from your side? I think it's the last four questions.
No, you can read, then I'll respond if there's anything that I missed.
Okay, there's one from Dana Klude. It says that morning all at, re, at registration of the co-op 2, companies were included as juristic persons and their owners were appointed as directors. Now the ownership of the one company has changed, but we want to keep the previous owner as a member and director. How do we go about changing that? The board and the members already approved the changes. Yeah. Can you respond, Mr. Murifi?
Yeah, no, I'll respond to that. Good morning, everyone. In relation to that, once you, I think from the question they are saying during registration they have also included companies who are juristic to be part and parcel of the co-op, but the other entity has collapsed, and they are saying they still want to keep the 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 natural person to continue with the affairs of the co-op. But in such cases, remember when you join as a juristic, you would have those juristics as members, and then you would have the representative or the home body, the person being uh, part of the directors of the co-op. In such cases, you can update. I think also during the presentation, it was also mentioned in relation to Section 21 of the Act, which talks to the issue of the record keeping. You can update your records accordingly, and you can also complete your COP to notify CIPC that you intend to keep the member, but the company that they were representing is no longer part of the co-op. That in such cases, yeah, you just have to notify us so that we can update the records accordingly and remove that juristic company from the our records. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Murifi. And then the next one, Mabandla said, can you email us the presentation? The other one also, yeah, and then Dina also, please show others. Okay, if you check, just under the chat box, it follows by questions, the pause, and then the other one is offers. We have what we call handouts. So you can click on handouts and then download the presentation from there, from your side. Is available there. You can, just download the presentation. And then let's just quickly move on. We have Maria Balungile Ngubani. Morning, everyone. Our co-op hasn't submit the returns and we need to submit them. Thank you. I don't know if he's just wanted to inform us, or it's just, I don't think it's a question, this one. Yeah, but they can submit the annual returns, and then the step-by-step guides is available for annual returns on our website. Just follow the step-by-step guide to submit your annual returns, cooperatives annual returns. Morning, can you kindly email the presentation is available on the handouts. Just download it from your site. So, Lee Chan Police, good morning, everyone. I have two questions. The CIPC add members that join after registration to the certificate after certain period. Does the certificate only list founding members? Readless. Can you just respond? I think is what we were talking about, Mr. Murif.
No, I think you mentioned that clearly during the presentation that remember, in terms of the act draws a distinction between founder members and the directors of the co-op. In terms of founder members, even from the name itself, it says founder members. So it means those members were part and parcel of the co-op when the co-op was incorporated. So if you've got somebody joining to want to be a member of the co-op, then you can update your record of the co-op accordingly, and you can only notify CIPC if it's a director that has been or that will be appointed.
Okay.
Thank you. I think from the chat I also see a question on BEE. The cooperatives can also apply for BEE. You can also apply that during the registration when you start to register, or even after you've registered, you can also apply a BEE as a standalone process. We also have the step-by-step guides. They are also available on the CIPC website. You can go on when you are on the CIPC homepage. You click under resources, and then you go to step-by-step guide, and then the BEE step-by-step guide is also available there. Then you can also follow that guide to apply for your BEE. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nademurif. And then it takes how many days to get back information about? I think this is about turnaround times. I'm not quite sure. Is it 5 days? No?
No, turnaround time, you're looking at almost 2 days now. We've improved on the issue of turnaround time. I think the other thing I can also mention, next year sometime, we'll also be looking at the process of automating director changes for cooperatives, so that the issue of the turnaround time can be even as fast as once you click submit, then immediately you'll be able to get your confirmation certificate. But we will issue out notices. At the moment, we're still working on the manual process. But we will notify our stakeholders and all these cooperators out there when that process has been implemented. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nademurif. And then the next one, Nokulunga, says, morning all. On the death certificate part, does Home Affairs allows the co-op members to apply for the copy? I'm asking this because they are very strict in such, even if you are related to the deceased, they no longer just give the death certificate copies just like that. Can you respond, Nademurif?
Yeah, no, I think from our engagements, we have also engaged Department of Home Affairs to say that when, remember when you approach Home Affairs, you also need to provide them the reasons why you are requesting that copy of a death certificate. I think when you approach the Home Affairs, it's also important that when you approach them, you can also give them or show them a copy of the confirmation certificate that the death certificate that you are requesting is for a person that is part and parcel of the co-op, and hence the reason you are requesting. But in such cases that you are struggling to get those copies, you can also do an affidavit. Remember, an affidavit, it's under oath, and then we can also be able to process your application. But still, even if we get that affidavit, we will also be able to do verifications from our side to confirm and verify that the information that you are giving us, it's true and it's correct. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Murifi. The next question, I was taken out of the cooperative without my knowledge. I was a director. How do I get back?
No, in such cases, you can lodge a formal complaint. We also work with the corporate enforcement unit, wherein you can complete the core 135 form and notify us or lodge sort of a formal complaint and clearly stating the cooperative, the name, the registration number, and your full details, and a proper investigation will be done. And if you were removed improperly, then you can be reinstated back into the co-op. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Murifi. And then the next one, our cooperative, we are currently 5 members and would like to reduce to 3. Is this possible? If so, how can we go?
No, I think I responded to that
Oh.
one on the chat.
Okay.
The Cooperative Act clearly states that the minimum number it must always be 5. So if you are 3, then you need to get a replacement so that you can at all times have 5. Otherwise, if you're not able to get a replacement, then you can convert your entity into a PTY or another juristic entity that we have. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think some of the questions are addressed on the presentation. And then if you download that presentation, and then this presentation, and then also the recordings will also be posted on the CIPC website. You can just check around next week. If you are unable to download the presentation from the handouts, you can always visit CIPC website. You click on resource, and then you check webinars, and then click on webinars, and then you check the presentation of today's date and the recordings. They will be available around next week. We'll work on them as quickly as possible. So, yeah, this information, because some of the questions that you are asking are also, addressed in the presentation itself. And then I think this I don't know this you address some of this. This is about the resignation. The information is available there. You can just go through the information, and then the other one is was asked by Francois. Morning, colleagues. Has the system been improved to accommodate online amendments, or are we still doing things manually? And then I think, and Dr. Murifi explained that, for now it's still manual, but they are working on it, and then probably early next year, or will be doing it online. But for now, it's still manual. So this one of resignation, is also addressed, on the presentation itself.
And
Abzan,
then
do you see?
the other thing that I would like to add, I've also shared through our dedicated emails from inquiries, from director changes, and any other services and products that we offer within the cooperative division. You can check which one will be applicable, and then you can respond. I've also shared through my email address, and from time to time, you can also, as indicated during the presentation, also check notices. We also active on the social media platforms like your Facebooks. From time to time, when you have time, you just click on CIPC on any of the social media platforms, and then any updates, any communication, you will find correspondence, especially relating to cooperatives from there. The other thing that I can also mention, especially with cooperatives that were registered a while back before 2021, because at that time when cooperatives were registering, the issue of email addresses and contact details or contact cell phone numbers was not compulsory at that time. So I think it's also important to be able to notify and update your contact details, so that if there's any changes or there's any updates that we need to notify you, then you can also be aware. As I've also indicated, the issue of director changes will be automating it so that it can be electronic next year. So hence, it's also important that you update your contact details. If there's going to be any change or any status change, or whether you are removed from the co-op, then you can also get notified. Things like your reminders with annual returns, then you can also be notified of such. And it's quite easy to do it. You just download the COP2 form, but in this case, remember, you're not doing any changes, you're just updating the contact details. Then all the active directors of the co-op, then you give us their details, their email addresses, as well as the cell phone numbers. Then we will update them accordingly. And then once we have updated, you'll also get notification or via SMS or the registered email address that your contact details have been updated. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Marifi. I think you've covered, most of the questions. And then, as you indicated that you've actually, you left your email address on the chat box. For in case if you want to contact Mr. Marifi directly, you are most welcome. And then with that, I think this brings us to the end of this presentation. And then thank you very much, and then for joining us. And then we wish you a pleasant day from us. Bye-bye.